Yes, my people, it is a great day to talk about what is happening in Nigeria once again, because I came out to my previous video and I was saying that what is happening in Nigeria right now is a matter of Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't want to leave this position easily. No matter what the judge says, that if the judge sack him or disqualifies him, he's not going to leave the position with just the commandment of the judge, because he believes that the position he is right now is more than the law. You know, we were taught that nobody is above the law, but now what he believes now is that he is greater than the law, and there's nothing, I'm saying absolutely nothing that can happen. A lot of people came out and start saying that I'm saying nonsense. It's not happening now. See the crisis that is happening in APC camp. See, I want you to stay connected to the end of this video. May you now see the interview that Seun of Shines TV did with all these APC politicians. I'll be back. See you soon.
Welcome to LAJUPOG TV show.
The home of crime scene.
It's happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV show. If you are new to this show, don't forget to click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also plan to drop your comment in the comment section so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop any other video into this channel. Yes my people, vividly we can see the smoke under the table. Right now the fire has not been lightened, but we are seeing the smoke now, because what is happening is a matter of contention between two powerful people. You want to be in position, you force yourself to be in a position that you are not supposed to be, and the rightful person that needs to be in that position wants his mandate back, and you don't want to deliver it, you don't want to drop it easily. That is what is happening right now, because we all understand that everybody now, both obedience, both Bola Ahmed Tinubu supporters, both Atiku Abubakar supporters now knows that Peter Obi is the winner of the February of the presidential election. Everybody knows now, because all the evidence, the weakness, everything that we have been seeing, that we have been hearing, we know the person that is in the position, that is the rightful person to the position. But this man doesn't want to leave this position easily. See the crisis that is happening in APC camp. How will a APC chairman resign overnight without no reason, no condition, nothing? You just resign overnight, that you say you are not more doing. What is happening? What will lead you to do that? That's what people are asking now. See what his INEC is doing. They claim that Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't win 25% of FCT. Now they are not claiming it back that Bola Ahmed Tinubu win 25% of APC. I want you to stay connected to the end of this show. Michelle now go see what's in Seun. This Seun particularly, this guy is a really great guy. He's really doing the work to save Nigerians. What the question he asks these politicians, they were unable to answer him. All what they are just doing is just what APC have been doing. I want you to stay connected to the end of this show, or the end of this video, so now go see what is happening in Nigeria. See you soon. I'll be back.
The Deputy National Chairman of the APC, Senator Abubakar Kyari, today has emerged as the party's national chairman. He was the one who announced that Senator Abdullah Adamu, the national chairman of the party, after a meeting of the National Working Committee of the party, had resigned. When briefing reporters today after the NWC meeting, Senator Kyari formally announced the resignation of both Senator Adamu and Senator Yolo Michere as the party's national chairman and the national secretary. Although we've not cited the resignation letters, but this is made public today after insinuations and rumor ran the air yesterday evening. Kyari further said that in line with the constitution of the APC, the Deputy National Secretary, Festus Fuanta, will serve as the acting National Secretary of the APC. He said, quote, as members of the National Working Committee of the APC, we are here to address you to the happenings and recent developments regarding the party. Some of those who are monitoring the process, some of our reporters say they cited Senator Iyolo Michere, who was not part of the meeting and left at some point when the meeting had started. Let me allow you to listen to Senator Abubakar Kyari, the now acting national chairman of the APC.
NWC wishes to inform you the resignation of the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON, and that of the national secretary, Senator Yola Omishore, CON. And with this development, and according to the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress, APC, it is now incumbent on my humble self, Senator Abubakar Kyari, as the Deputy National Chairman, North, to assume the office of the Acting National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC. And subsequently also, the Deputy National Secretary, Barrister Festus Fuanta, will now assume the office of the Acting National Secretary of the All Progressive Congress.
Let's get the conversation started tonight. There's what the constitution of the APC says about all of this. There is what is happening that you and I are not privy to, because some of us we are not members of the APC. We don't know what they say, but we know what we hear. So we'll discuss based on what we know and what we hear. Probably get some insight from those who know. Tonight, I will also be speaking with someone who was one of those who drafted the constitution of the APC, a senior advocate of Nigeria and a former national legal advisor of the APC, Mr. Muiz Banire, SAN, who joins us live from Ikeja area of Lagos. Thank you so much, Lionel Sik, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. And also I have here with me a member of the APC, Mr. Alwan Hassan. He's here. He has his ears very close to the ground. Thank you so much, and is a passionate member of the APC. Mr. Alwan, let me get to the Lionel Sik, and let's get some perspectives to this. Give us an understanding, Mr. Banire. Is it ordinary for a national chairman of the APC who says a few days ago that they've done their best for the APC, and anybody who wants to oust them is not being fair? And we had the National Secretary of the APC, Senator Yolo Michere, who says it's just only one dissenting voice within the NWC, and of course that there is nothing wrong with the APC and everything is as cool as the ocean. Those are his words. But how extraordinary could it be for a leader of a political party to resign on a day as this?
Well, certainly it's not ordinary at all. I believe that there must be some intrigues behind it, which is yet to be known to the people. But I'm sure that the members of AP, particularly the National Working Committee and the National Executive Council, will certainly know all that has gone on before the sudden resignation. And I tell you for free that it's so bad that even the APC constitution itself never contemplated resignation. That's why you hardly find a specific provision addressing the issue of resignation of the national officers. So for me, it's an unusual situation. that must have been birthed by certain circumstances, which are not obvious to some of us now.
What do you suspect could be the problem?
Well, I've been reading Mr. Comrade Seun for some time. He's been raising a lot of issues, particularly bordering on maladministration of the party, misappropriation of funds, and so on and so forth. Well, that could be part of it, because I know, as a matter of fact, that in NWC most times, those are usually issues that usually confront or challenges the body. So it's not unlikely that it's as a result of such issues that has been in the public space for some time now. Maybe it has reached its peak now and it couldn't be absorbed again. They probably reacted. I'm not too sure that the resignation would have been voluntary. In my view, I might be wrong. I probably believe that maybe the pressure of the other colleagues of theirs forced them eventually to tender their resignation.
Well, if you look at it, there are those who say Senator Abdullahi was did not support Senator Bola Tinubu at the primaries, which is one of those, the issue of loyalty. He supported Senator Ahmed Lawan, but Senator Bola Tinubu emerged as a candidate of the APC, and there are those who believe that the political structure around the president is not comfortable with Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and there are those who are accused the two men of high-handedness, and those who say, look, that they have gone on with the affairs of the party without carrying everybody along. Accusation, like you said, from Ms. Lukman, Salihu Lukman, who says that they've not held any NEC meeting, and the Constitution stipulates a quota. In fact, sometimes as the chairman of the NWC deems fit, and they've not held a national executive council meeting of the party in a long time. If this is happening, there are those who are also of the school of thought that this, in fact, is the easiest, the best, and the most honorable way to ease people you don't want in a political party office out of office. What is your view on that?
Well, I suspect it must be the latter situation. There's nothing the president will be gaining by getting rid of him, even if he did not support him at the initial stage. The reality of the situation of APC is that the president is usually the leader of the party. So there is hardly anything much that even his say could have impacted on the presidency. So I easily would discount that. But I believe that the latter situation in which the majority of the members of the NWC are disgruntled to might have led to his exit.
So, but, I mean, what does this mean for the party? This is a new government under Bola Tinubu. And you know him very well. You worked with him when he was governor. You were a commissioner under him in Lagos, so you understand him better. I mean, it's more, in fact, interesting that you have been a national legal advisor of the party, so you know what it means for a national leader of the party as a national chairman and the national secretary to resign voluntarily, and those who say they were forced out in a political manner. What does this mean? Is this an handwriting of the political sagacity of the Bola Tinubu? Is this the Bola Tinubu that you know that is in action?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Well, maybe the best I can say, whatever I say is speculative, to be candid, because if you say so, to a certain extent, you might be right in the sense that in such situations, certainly you need somebody who is committed to your ideas and loyal to your own objectives to steer the party. But the reality of the matter, like I said earlier, is that honestly speaking, I do not see that really happening in this circumstance, because even if the Senator Adamu continue in office, hardly much he could do in the absence of the presidential directive. You saw what happened throughout the 8 years of President Buhari. Virtually all decisions, particularly during his second time, were subjected to his final decision. And that still remains the situation now, even within the context of the APC constitution. So I do not see any extra gain in even doing away with him. But one thing I know, as a matter of fact, is that personally, I've always felt that, honestly, some of these people that have found their way into the leadership or management of the party do not even have that competence or the capacity to lead a political party, particularly of such a stature like the APC. So it's not out of any political sagacity that one will attribute his exit to the handwriting of the president. That's my view.
And what the law says, give us an understanding. There are several portions of the constitution of the APC that you know that points at how a national officer like that could be eased out of office. One is by vote of no confidence. And let me show you the portion. I think it's Article 17 or so of the APC Constitution, which talks about the vote of no confidence. Article 17, yes, which says subject to the ratification by the National Convention or Congress, an officer shall be relieved of his post at any time if a vote of no confidence is passed on him by 2/3 of members of the relevant party organ. And pursuant to this section, where a vote of no confidence has been passed on an officer, the relevant party organ shall appoint another person to act in his place pending ratification by the National Convention or Congress. I couldn't lay my hand on anywhere where there is a voluntary resignation within the Constitution, but you are one of the drafters. Give us an understanding of the ramification of this kind of scenario.
Yes, like you rightly said, there is nowhere in the APC Constitution where resignation is contemplated at all. But I know that at the time I left that office, we proposed some amendment which included that. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, that it wasn't ultimately passed at the 2022 convention. So as of today, there's no provision for resignation in the APC Constitution. So what has happened is somehow extraordinary. Again, that will now leave you with the gap again of what happened immediately the man resigned. Now we have the deputy national chairman not taking over the saddle. The only provision you can add on that is where under the functions or powers of the deputy national chairman for the South and North, which says that if the chairman is incapable of performing the function of his office or is in his absence, any of the deputies can act. That's the only provision under which they can ride on now, because there's no provision for situations such as resignation in the APC Constitution. And who should the resignation itself be addressed to, and what will happen? All those are the lacuna that are apparent in the present APC Constitution. So whatever that is happening now is being done by implication or by inference from other provision of the APC Constitution.
You're making reference to Article 14, and let me show our viewers these. Let's reference those portion of the APC Constitution. Article 14. First, so let's go to Article 14. I think 1, which talks about the deputy national chairman. Yeah, 14.2 now, which says that because there are 2 national chairmen in the party, one from the north and one from the south. There is two deputy national chairmen, one from the north, one from the south, and there are different vice chairmen in the party. But this is what the Constitution of the APC says about how the powers should be transmitted. Now, if you look at it, Lionel Sick, give us an understanding of what you make of it. There is a relevant one, 14.2. It says that well, of course, let me read the portion. It said, shall act as the national chairman, that is 14.2.3, subsection 3, it says, shall act as the national chairman in the absence of the national chairman from his zone. So whatever was done today, where we asked Senator Kyari, it was trite, isn't it?
Pardon?
I said for Senator Kyari, who is the deputy national chairman of the party North, taking over from Senator Abdullah Adamu, was right legally.
Well, I'm not too sure if you want to interpret the provision strictly, because the suggestion from that particular provision is that the person must come from that particular zone where the man has resisted, which means that the successor must come from the North Central. Senator Kyari, I know, is from Northeast, not from North Central. So you can't run into sort of a legal obstacle there.
But let us say there are only two national chairmen, deputy national chairmen.
Yes.
One from the north, one from the south.
Yes.
So the one from the north is one who has taken over from him.
Yes.
Yes, he's representing all the three zones.
Except you want to control. Yes, that's why I'm saying that if you want to construe the word zone in that context to be a region, maybe northern region, we have the southern, we have the northern.
Yeah.
But if you are talking about zone, there are 6 zones that we have in the country. So if you want to go strictly by zoning, then it means that the person must come from the North Central, which is an impossibility in this circumstance because, like you rightly observed, there are only 2 deputy national chairmen, one from the south and one from the north. So we just take it that what the Constitution means by zone is region, in which event it then means that from the northern part of the country.
All right. So there are regional deputy national chairmen, but I will bring you to that interesting part. The Deputy National Secretary, which is the Article 14.4 of the APC Constitution, which talks about that the Deputy National Secretary will also take over and perform such function as may be assigned, and went further that he will be taking over from the National Secretary in his absence and discharge such duties. That's Article 14.4 of the APC Constitution. But if you look at it, there are those who argue that, let me show you this map, Mr. Banire, and this is a spread and our own understanding of how things are right now. And we do know that the issue of federal character is always captured. And I'm not sure that your constitution makes reference to issues of federal character, zoning, in your constitution. I'm not sure. I've tried to read it and I've not found anything like that. But based on
the beginning, no, it does.
Yes, the beginning of your part.
I think that should be.
Yeah, it was a preamble, an omnibus. It wasn't specific.
Right.
It was an omnibus clause there, which wasn't specific as to power sharing. It just talked about inclusion. But let me show you these, Mr. Banire. The president from the southwest region of the country, the vice president from the northeast. Now we have the Senate president from the south-south, the speaker from the northwest, and we have the SGF from the north central. Already the embattled national chairman is from the north central. These are key national positions, and the issue of federal character principle. Is the party in some kind of quagmire? Do they need to readjust or to recalibrate based on the permutation that there is an SGF from the North Central? Can you have such a powerful position in the party from the same zone as the national chairman position? Or what then happens now that we have acting national chairman of the APC?
Well, strictly speaking, there is nothing wrong in having the SGF and the national chairman from the North Central, because they are 2 different issues. Of course, the office of the SGF is a public office as opposed to the political party office of the chairman. And the zoning in the party does not necessarily have to be the same thing with that of the government. Most times, it's usually the government that calibrates its own zoning system, while the party also does its own. The only thing that must happen, however, in the circumstance that the APC is now, is that there must be an emergency convention to quickly address the challenge of the zoning within the party, in which event that you cannot continue to have somebody from the vice chairman, the vice president from the northeast, and you have the party chairman from the northeast. That might not be too tidy. In that sense, they might have to do another convention through which they will elect a new national chairman from another zone. The same thing will apply certainly to the national secretary also of the party. That is the way the balancing is done.
All right.
Thank you.
Please stick with me for a moment, because I still need to take your view on some very key national issues under the Tinubu presidency. But let me come to you quickly, Mr. Alwan. What is going on in your party?
There's nothing going on.
Really?
Yeah. We're fine.
Why do you politicians behave this manner?
No, but we are finding it very easy now for a chairman to oust him. He resigned by himself. It's good that he's mature to know when to leave. There was no drama.
Do you think he's by his own volition?
Give an example.
Do you think it's by his own volition? I mean, on his own
Of course,
volition.
whatever it is, even if it's pressure, this time around we have him go soft. There was no drama. Nobody went to court. 2-3 years ago, you and I were arguing on where, how, or the chairman must leave. But there is no argument. The NWC, a few people from the NWC understood that there is no accountability. They don't have confidence in him. You know, some few statements out, and he saw that it was time for him to leave, and he left. So I think it's mature for him and mature for APC. I think what we need to just look at is the going forward. You know, the party needs to use this opportunity to reform itself. We need to do a lot of reforms. Every party in Nigeria just waits for elections. There are no party activities. We just don't need to be waiting for elections. The party needs to be enhanced. In fact, we need to have that spread of when there is a call for direct primaries. Anybody that is coming to my ward for direct primary should be somebody I know. So, but how do you do that? Is to make people go back to their wards and have ward meeting for the party. Like 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, at least once in a quarter. Let's see the president go to Lagos in his ward and having a meeting with his ward people. So that when it's the case of direct primaries, we don't need to start saying this is PDP or this is not APC. We will know ourselves.
Alwan, let me allow you, because it's difficult to believe what you politicians say these days, because when you say it's raining, we need to really go and check.
You know I'm a different politician.
You know the reason why I'm saying that? Because there was an argument. I mean, I wonder what you people see as crisis. I mean, you politicians must have a different, maybe your heart is being wire meshed such that
there is no crisis.
Okay, do you think? I mean,
we didn't go to court. The FCC was going to court.
Have you seen the statement that was made by the national chairman, Senator Abdullah Adam, who was talking about it doesn't look like the man who voluntarily resigned.
Whatever it is.
Okay, let me allow you to listen. Just for a moment. Let me allow you to listen to my conversation with Senator Iyele Omisore. And at that time, don't forget everyone.
I watched it live.
You watched it very well. Now, don't forget everyone that Mr. Salihu Lukman was on this program where he talked about the issue in the party. This is about a month ago, several weeks ago. And several weeks after, this is coming. And we saw it happening until Senator Iyele Omisore came on the program. When I asked him, what is really happening in your party? This was his response.
No iota of truth in that speculation or permutation. Leading up to the election, we had primaries. In political parties all over the world, there's all the internal democracy primaries. Every individual must have a choice among the aspirants. The moment it kind of emerges from a party, that emerges from a process, everybody of that party becomes the member of that group. So the issue of Adamu supporting somebody, it becomes a non-issue. We are just trying to play the old game. We have moved far from that a long time ago. And basically, everybody is working together as one. Adamu Abdullahi, our chairman, went around the campaign with the President Tinubu now. So what about it? So all these things you're just saying, they're just imaginations of the opposition or jobbers.
These are the issues coming out of your own party that I'm putting to you.
We are not aware. Especially, that's
why I say sometimes when you stay upstairs, you may not know whether there's fire burning.
Let it die under. Let fire die. Fire burning, and
before
die.
Before you know it's coming upstairs.
It's not coming. You are not seeing any smoke at all.
Are you still seeing smoke or not right now?
No, but I don't agree with what he said about party chairman has the right to support an aspirant before the primaries. It's like seeing an umpire taking side.
Even when the president
the party was the umpire.
Even when the president directed and said, go and support this
But the president denied. The former president denied. So whatever it is, even if he had directed him, he has pushed.
So was he a gang up anyways?
gang up by.
I mean, 4 in favor
What
of
I am
Senator
saying is,
Lawan then.
no, in favor of Lawan.
Senator Lawan.
No, but whatever it is, Asiwaju won the primaries and won the general elections. Whatever it is. But for a party chairman to have come out, Seun, to support an aspirant before the primaries the party is conducting, I think after that election was announced that Asiwaju became the candidate, what the party chairman needed to do was just to take the part of honor and resign as a then. We don't need to take such a person to the general election, the general campaigns and elections, because all the problems they are having is it was due to the campaigns and funding and not funding the states. The state party chairman are complaining they don't know where 32 billion or 31 billion had gone to, and what they have in the accounts is just 7 billion, you know. So can anybody account for 24 billion naira?
So it's a matter of administration and accountability.
Absolutely. Accountability and transparency.
Yes, my people, thanks for staying connected to the very end of this video. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions. Nigerians are asking questions day by day, but nobody to answer their questions, because everything that is happening in Nigeria right now, nobody understands. Nobody understands. Say the question that Seun is asking these politicians, and all what they are just saying is they're just saying, you know, what is not even related to each other. See what that man is saying, that we should let the fire, we should let the smoke that is coming out under the table to die down. Are we not seeing the smoke right now? Are we not seeing the smoke right now? If you ask me that, what is the way out of this problem that is happening in Nigeria, it will go back to my question that I've been asking everybody since the beginning. That is democracy really the answer to our problem? Is democracy really the way out for Nigerians' problem now? Because democracy itself has failed us. The constitution itself has failed us. Everything has failed us. So what is now? What is the way out when all has failed us? We don't know. During Jonathan's tenure, a lot of people come out and challenge him that he's not doing the right thing, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's acquiring money, he's doing that, he's doing this. During Buhari's tenure, a lot of people come out in the Northerners, the Igbos, the Yorubas. They said they wanted to divide. That we don't want to be together again. We thought that is a way out of Nigerians' problem. But now we are no more dividing. We want to be together, and we thought that Peter Obi is going to be our president. He's going to do a little change in Nigeria. Now see the problem that is coming up. Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't want to leave this position anytime soon. Believe me, he doesn't want to leave this position anytime soon. And there's nothing, I'm repeating it again, there's nothing nobody can do for that. If you fight this thing, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't leave this position peacefully, it's gonna lead to civil war. And if civil war happen in Nigeria, believe me, Nigeria is gonna divide. I'm not a prophet. I'm just a man trying to share news to everybody. What I'm seeing, what I notice, I'm trying to give it to everybody. I'm not a prophet. This is what I'm saying, and I know, and I suspected it's gonna happen. See, the judge has been threatening Tinubu, threatening the judge, threatening Peter Obi, threatening everybody that if they do this to him, he's gonna make sure that it brings them down. So what is now the answer to our problem? Nobody knows. Only what we know is that we are waiting on God. We are waiting on God to do the right thing. because it's only God that knows the beginning and the ending. So I want you to always stay connected to LAJUPOG TV show for more entertaining news, more news that is gonna shock you, because what is happening in Nigeria now is a question that nobody can answer. Nobody can answer except from God. Everyone, don't forget, click the subscribe button, the like button, and also drop your comment in the comment section about this matter, about what is going on in Nigeria. Don't forget that no matter what is happening in Nigeria, we Nigerians have the skills of survivor. We are gonna survive. Believe me, we are gonna survive. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. See you in my next video. Bye.
Thank you for staying connected at LAJUPOG TV show. Leave the messenger for you, bless you and impact you. So all we do on this channel is to bring to you prophetic words, the men of God in America and outside America, from the pausing of Julie Green and Christmas, motivation of beloved employment and all of that. So we'll fill you with undiluted words from them and also their prophetic words. And guess what? Many of these prophecies are really coming through. So just ensure you subscribe to this channel just to get more of the prophecy in pure time. Guess what? See you in the next